Now, speaking of nosebleed, I posted something earlier today on my Substack. Did anybody see it? Anybody in the chat room? Did you see my, you guys see that stuff? I was very proud of it. Um, I, um, I posted something called Sparks's Law. And it's sort of my first play at it. This is not a repeat. It just feels like it because Glenn and them are saying the same stupid shit. So, um, I made this. I've been talking about this for a little bit. I'm still working on the hoverboard fallacy paper and the like. But I went in and I was like playing with Claude, and I was like, you know what? I can probably work out the actual math of this thing if I feed it enough stuff and come up with an equation that works. And so I started working on it, and so I wrote this up today. And Sparks' law is based on the premise that all consumer technology is fundamentally deflationary. That's the premise that I've been floating around for a long time, and I was trying to find a way to um, to quantitate it in a way that you could measure, kind of like Moore's law. Computer the number of transistors on a chip, on a microprocessor doubles every 2 years effectively, and therefore they speed up and lower energy usage every 2 years. And that was Moore's law, and it's held fairly constant for a while. But I put this kind of idea like that not only is technology materially deflationary, but the ubiquity of it, the availability of it is also a major factor. It isn't that it just gets faster and cheaper, but in that process of getting faster and cheaper, people have access to stuff that kings only once could have if everything worked in their favor. Like every piece of technology on your phone, every little, like these earphones that I'm using are AI enabled. I don't really use them for that much because they're just really good sound for this, and they link up really well. And that the AI seems to, the best thing it does is reconnect and make sure that it's maximizing the audio that I'm hearing and doesn't blow my ears out, and I have to moderate it while I'm doing the show. It just solves that I might need to be worrying about one more thing, takes that out of the equation. The technology that's just in these earphones, these earbuds, would be a fucking storyline in an early 80s Bond film. Conceptually, like the stuff that's available to it. And so one of the things that I put into this that I was trying to really get across was the democratization index. And this would be the concept that not only is it that things get cheaper and, faster, but the availability of it. Who can have it? The fact that you can walk into a 7-Eleven and buy a cell phone and a card and put time on it with $20 and make a phone call to the other side of the earth is fucking ridiculous still. And it's been normal for quite some time. So to me, like, this speaks to where we are, and it fits in with sort of the hoverboard fallacy and the thing I have with the fly pods. But there are a couple of different things, and I had to do a variation on it because in electronics, there's a very distinct kind of Moore's law aspect of it that speeds up. But appliances, it's more because they're big and cumbersome, and people don't tend to get rid of their old one until it breaks, and even then, after that, it's cheaper to get a new one than to fix it, and they're still expensive. But the like the average one available to the on the cheap end at Home Depot of washer dryer sets is equal to the most extraordinary top of the line ones from the mid 90s. And never mind the Internet of Things aspect that exists in the finer ones, in the nicer ones. If you're willing to spend an extra $200 or something per unit, like, it's fucking crazy. We were just looking at them for Ethan when he was moving in because he had to replace the washer dryer in his place because people's stanky washer dryers are fucking frightening. But just looking at them and kind of taking it in, like, oh my God, the available stuff, like a refrigerator that one of these dual door refrigerators that had a freezer in it and stuff, those would be $3,000 back in the 90s. And now a $3,000 fridge, a $2,200 fridge has a fucking smart screen on the front of it that not only shows you what you need to buy and has a little like menu and your schedule and you can leave family notes and stuff, but you can also tap it and it will show you the inside of it. So you're not opening it up and refrigerating the room while you decide that you don't want to snack after all anyways, right? Just it like the technology is fucking crazy. And comparing that to, you know, where we have been and the normalization of it, I tried to create an equation that incorporates all this, the time and years for them to reach a price point, which would be P, and the democratization level of D. That's T, P times D. This is a point where it's cheap enough where everybody can get it, so much so that you can get a toy version of it like the hoverboard, or it's just available to you because there was a point where a cell phone was something that only the richest people had in their limos. And now, like I said, you can buy one at 7-Eleven. That point, okay, that's the time equals, and that's your end result. The initial price at introduction, the target price point times each other, the rate of the technological deflation, the accelerator factor, and then the democratization index would be here, which is another, you have to go to this. It's math. But the point being is that it's availability in the market, how you can get it, its ubiquity, and its affordability. And then the function multiplier, which is the thing that like, oh my God, you can buy something now on the cheap that only like the richest, you know, you'd see on Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, right? You can only now do that. And so the Sparks coefficient, which would be the comparison of the rate of democratization across categories, is spun out here. And then it's modified for the appliances because they are a different material. I'm just telling you that Nerd Halen isn't just a lifestyle or a pun. It's a real thing. Good phones are still expensive. Well, smartphones were. I have no idea why you're not in college. Well, I never went. Function is increasing function where the rate of increase slows as time passes. Yes and no, because we don't actually know the limits of technological impact. And a lot of this is about consumer availability, material availability. This all started because I was trying to quantify how much of the rare earth materials that are being produced in this this mine outside of Las Vegas how much it will produce in terms of what the world's need of it is, or the United States. Could we cover how much the United States needs? And right now, it looks like it will produce about 15% of the rare earth minerals needed on Earth. And if the U.S. needs 25% of those, it won't cover all of them, obviously, but it'll cover more than half of our needs. And that's just one site. If they had 2 more sites, we're done. It's raw earth, right? So, anyways, if you check out my Substack, I wrote that there. I don't make anything I do on there. I don't charge for anything on there. I know I should and all that stuff and this, all whatever. So if you want to subscribe for money or whatever, you can, but I don't make you. But I'm trying to, there are areas of this where I'm trying to put my thumb on the scale or put my flag in the ground on certain issues and certain things, so that at one point, it's almost like a bookmark in dealing with this. Okay. You think it was a corollary, not a coefficient? Well, the coefficient is drawn from an equation specific to appliances in that case, if we're talking about the same thing. So, and rare earths are neither rare nor are they just earth or whatever. And they're not even just on Earth. Shit, it would be one of those points where we lasso an asteroid or find broken up ones and go, hey, look, it's all in here. We got one asteroid that's full of the rare earth minerals that we need, and we'll just lasso it and bring it, fly it to the moon and mine it there, and then send little ships to crash into the ocean, and then we'll go salvage them, right? So the important thing, and this is, hold on, blow this up. The what is the Hal Sparks Substack link? It is halsparks.substack.com. Pretty straightforward. So, but the important thing is that I'm going to use it specifically as a way of doing like I've done with the bill on bots and this kind of thing, to start just putting my flag in the ground, going, here's where I stand on this. Here's where I this is I'd like to draw attention to an element of this in the same way. So anyways, check it out. You will see the myriad of stories that I put on there. And the important thing is that there's, in terms of the posts, the California Social Media Bot and Foreign Account Transparency Act is on there. I'm looking for input on that until I finish. I did the deep dive primer on the Zizians, the crazy transgender cult murderers that are fucking weird. And then, of course, I just did this recent one. Also, I've done a bit on the stroke of the pen fallacy, which I hope people will share, because it's very important to the political conversation that people are aware of this weakness that people have. So check out the stroke of the pen fallacy on my Substack and share it. That would be lovely. As a matter of fact, I will, if I may, I'm going to grab that link and I'm going to throw it in the chat for you guys so that you guys can share it about if you feel like it, and do me a, just absorb it yourself. So, and then I will let you guys go for the evening, and I will see you on the radio tomorrow. Monday is going to be crazy. I'm just letting you know. I'll tell you why later, but here you go. There's the link. halsparks.substack.com, post the /p/ the stroke of the pen fallacy. It's right there. Please read it, share it, absorb it. You'll see why it's important to the conversation that I'm trying to present to everybody. And that's it. Okay, now that's we're done for the evening. I dragged Rob Glenn, for almost 45 minutes after the end of the show, and I'm lucky if I get him to do the whole 2 hours, much less this. So over the next little bit, please. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta stop that because I have a button that I built. Let's see if it works. I don't know if it will. Wish me luck. But take care of yourselves and take care of somebody else. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the radio show tomorrow. Oh yeah. The credits are rolling, and the thing worked. And let's see if it times out right. Wish me luck. It's supposed to do everything automatically. It'll stop the